K4ARX.
K4ARX is a KQ4LTH.
KQ4LTH. Good morning. How are you today, sir? K4ARX.
Doing fine. Sitting at my desk, reading a book. Heard you call it. Fine. Heard you talking to somebody this earlier this morning. I think you're going to go get gravel or something. So I've been monitoring for a little while now.
Oh, you should have chimed in and made a contact yourself. I'm sure they would have talked to you.
Yeah, just that I was kind of making a map because I have like Commodore 64. Don't really have a game that you can make like a map and then on the screen and they have different values and stuff and then you make units and then you can have like a battle on it. Commodore 64. So I was making a map with that, so didn't want to stop and mess up, but that is part where I can stop now.
Understood. That sounds like a lot of fun. There is a braking station. This is William with Frank, KQ4LTH, and K4ARX. Go ahead and pick it up, braking stations.
Hey guys, KQ4QAD again. Just got the gravel.
Oh, that was fast. That must have loaded that thing in a hurry.
Yes sir, just 2 yards. Didn't take them long at all.
Oh, good. I remember how fast it was. It's pretty easy with that 2-ton bucket if it's that big. Kind of a big articulated Caterpillar IT-12. Doesn't take much at all to load a small pickup truck. It's pretty easy to overload it quickly, but Frank's in there too. Go ahead and pick it up, Frank.
I think your call sign is KQ4K80.
KQ4, Quebec Alpha Delta.
Q4QAD. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, that is correct.
Frank's a little slow, but he's learning.
My name is Frank. I'm not sure if I've talked to you before, but I heard you talking to William this morning.
Just a few minutes ago, but yeah.
Brandon, got my daughter Autumn here, and I've actually heard you speak before, and I'm very curious. There was a young man, and about maybe 4 weeks ago when I got and passed my test at the Stafford Library. Is there any chance that was you?
Maybe.
No, I got my license at the St. Jude Catholic Church. That's the church I go, and the Boy Scouts. I had the people come over and do the testing, so I took the test there.
I didn't know that.
That's awesome. My son, he's 13. He's in Troop 700 in Ashland. We love Boy Scouts. We go camping all the time, every month. It's a lot of fun.
I'm 14, but I do have a friend who's a Boy Scout, and I'm not sure what troop he's in.
All right, I'll pick it up and take a turn there. KQ4LTH, KQ4QAD from K4ARX. Never a scout. Back when I started, right before I got my license, I went to a scouting event down in Athens, Georgia, and there was a ham radio station for presentation to the scouts, and the control operator allowed me to walk around under his call sign, or at least maybe I had a call sign then, I don't really remember, but I borrowed an HT And that was a pretty neat little way to do a simplex around the camp. But it was just he and I as far as that goes. Everything else was HF radio.
I know there's still a ham radio merit badge that I've actually looked into, and I'm trying to get more interest for some scouts to earn that merit badge.
Well, maybe I could tell my friend about that. He's in Scouts. He did take the test at the same time as me, but he failed, so he's been kind of down about that, but trying to get him back into it. His dad's also in Scouts. He also got his license, so maybe I could tell him that, and maybe I can, maybe he'll try to get back into it once he figures out that it's going to be part of Scouts, too.
Yeah, that was the thing even back then, too. I've seen the paperwork, but even back when, they tried to encourage all the boys to do that, and some of the girls, even the Girl Scouts. But I don't know how well it's doing these days.
I'm not too sure that it's doing, I mean, it's still out there, but there's more interest in other, like, more adventurous things for the Scouts. Like wilderness survival and cooking and things like that. They have all sorts of merit badges, but I have not heard of anyone doing ham radio, but I know it's still available.
Yeah, there's not too many younger people getting their licenses nowadays because they go to public school and they don't have time to study for the test and things. My friend who was in Scouts, he was in private school, so he was trying to study for the ham radio test and take a whole bunch of other tests in school too, so it's kind of hard to study for like 8 different tests all at once.
I don't know, I think that's debatable. I was not homeschooled. However, I did not take my test till after I graduated high school. It did take time to study, but it took the initiative to take time to study, so it's probably doable even for a public school student. I think this hobby runs hand in hand with all the Boy Scouts, what they do, survival and cooking and camping and all that. Yes, they can get a GMRS license for their family, but the individual license for every person, it comes with a lot of education too. I think it would be just as handy as anything else for the Scout.
I 100% agree there. I just got my license less than a month ago, and I remember studying work and cooking at home, take care of kids. It took me a while, probably 2 months of reading the book, doing the practice line. As far as the student goes, I'm sure it's different, shuffling your responsibilities, but it's just a matter of motivation.
I think it's always initiative with any
Well,
of those
welcome to
studies.
the hobby. I got my license about 5 months ago, I think. Before, I had not really wanted it. Thought it was kind of like an extra expensive walkie-talkie. My dad came over and said, signing you up for the next testing session in 2 weeks. If you pass, I'll get you a free radio. If you don't pass, you're going to pay the money to take the test. So, studied for 2 weeks and I was able to pass, and definitely a lot more interesting than I thought it was before, and I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm glad I took the test and got the license.
I want to give Autumn a chance to speak her say if she wants to have any comments. That's just fine with me. K4ARX in the group.
Just hesitant to hop on the radio sometimes, but anyway, I'm at my second stop picking up some hay for the goat. So you gentlemen pick it up, and I will be back in the truck in about 5 minutes.
Goat hay. Hey, goat.
KQ4QAD to KQ4LTH, and I'll say 73 for now.
Oh. You talk to me enough, huh?
KQ4QED 73, gentlemen.
All right, guys and gal, I'll be around. K4ARX. That ended abruptly.
KB2OYI.
Where's Rob? Good afternoon, K4ARX.
Good afternoon to you. I just heard you finish up your last QSO there, and I was walking by the radio, putting some tools in the toolbox, post completing a brake job on the car, and I thought I would call out real quick in case when I go drive around the cul-de-sac to make sure the brakes work. And if they don't work, this may be my last QSO. Hi. But just thought I'd say a quick hello to you there.
Well, thanks for taking the time to stop doing your work there. I know brakes aren't an easy job. I don't know which car you're working on. I don't know if you'll need my assistance if something happens in the cul-de-sac, but hey, thanks for the thought anyways, and good luck with that. Did you do a will it run earlier?
It wasn't all too difficult, just the rotors were a little rusted in place, so I really had to bang on them to free them up. So once I started that, I definitely was at the point of no return, so I had no choice but to put the new rotors on. But well, let it sit with a little penetrating fluid, and they knocked off a lot quicker than I was afraid it was going to take. But other than that, it was a pretty easy job. No busted knuckles, no loud cussing in the neighborhood. My next door neighbor came out, and I told him, I was like, yeah, just let you know I'm doing brakes, so if you hear any loud cuss words, I apologize in advance, because that's usually how car Mr. Fix-It projects go for me. So I'm a YouTube car mechanic. I know
We all.
good at it or super experienced, but when it comes to oil changes, brakes, spark plugs, stuff like that, I rather do it myself instead of being taken to the cleaners like I did the majority of my life from maintenance garages.
Yeah, I wish I'd gotten to that when I was younger and just did it myself. I had absolutely no help and no encouragement. I gave up a lot of times. It seems like anything you do, nothing works till you cuss and swear. I've also learned that if you put cars like that in storage for a while, mainly the drum brakes, you back the drum brakes all the way off with the adjuster so they don't make contact and rust together with the drums. But it sounded like you did it right, and gosh, I hope there's enough left of service in those pads.
This old car has got brakes that'll last longer than the vehicle. It's an '03 Corolla,
Oh, well,
251,000 miles, so I will drive it till she blows up. And yeah, so I due for inspection. Well, it was due for inspection last month, so I'm gonna drop it off probably next week. So I figured, let me get these brakes changed out. They've been sitting in my trunk for probably over a year, so I figured let me do that. One less thing for them to look at, and then, or if they see brand new brake pads and rotors, they'll be like, oh, this guy must be a well-maintained vehicle. Let's speed this up and not go through this thing with a microscope. So we'll see.
okay, gotcha. All right. You figure something that age, being an antique vehicle, it wouldn't have to go through such an inspection. It seems to be very similar to the Geo Prism or the Suzuki whatevers. They last a long time, yeah. My brother used to have one of those, and they started with the earlier model Geos. One brother had a 2-door 5-speed. Another one had a 4-door automatic, excuse me. And I think they went through those probably a few times. One drove the later model Prism for college, and probably kept it 4, 5, 6 years before he traded it out. So yeah, reliable cars. I used to drive Corollas like that off the train, brand new, down in Georgia many years ago.
OII Friday. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the Geo Prism. My beater-upper prior to this vehicle was a 99, and I believe the 98s and 99s became Chevy Prisms.
Yeah.
Same car, they just had a Chevy logo glued to the back of it.
That's right.
But everything about it was a Corolla. And that car was great. It was ugly as sin and beat to all get up, and had mismatched pieces from thanks to a deer that I hit on 295. But yeah, I drove that into the ground, and I basically donated to a friend that was in need. And then this '03, which was my wife's vehicle, became my beater-upper, and she's driving a 16 Corolla now. So a trend in our family, we drive these Toyotas till they explode. Well, hey, William, let me get going. I'm going to do this quick operational check, And if I survive and don't end up in my neighbor's living room, I will probably be on the radio on and off throughout the weekend because I've got nothing else planned. So we'll say 7-3 for now. Like I said, I'm sure you'll hear me and I'll hear you on the radio throughout the weekend. K4ARX from KB2OII, 7-3 for now.
Yeah, I'll probably be here off and on. Good luck in that contest. For reference, if you want to just kill some time in front of the computer, look up Putin's Fab Shop, and he's got a tow Corolla, and he uses his Corolla to push things around in the yard, all kinds of things, in and out of the salvage yards, tow and push and mud, and all kinds of stuff. That Corolla never quits. It's a prime example. 7-3, we'll catch you later. KB2OYI from K4ARX. Didn't expect that. Anything else? No, nothing.